to you. Welcome to the news from NTA's Top Table. We have an hour and a half of news from Nigeria and Nigerians treated with the extra touch of fine detail. Tonight, a clear path to development. President Buhari launches National Development Plan. Senate passes 2022 budget. Still on the National Assembly, we have a focus on the gavel. Tonight, as we review the Senate and the House of Representatives in 2021. On health, federal government destroys expired COVID-19 vaccines. And in agriculture, rice to its highest height in Abuja, as Abuja hosts world's largest rice pyramid. As Southerners leave for home for the Christmas holidays, there is a governor who sent his good wishes to the parks and also paid for their transport too. Find out about these and more on our lineup tonight. You know, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. I am Fatima Umaruba, and this is News Extra. I welcome you. A new National Development Plan 2021 to 2025 has been formally launched and presented to the public. It replaces the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan 2017 to 2022, which assisted Nigeria to exit recession in 2017 and sustained modest growth in the economy until the global financial meltdown occasioned by COVID-19. President Muhammadu Buhari performed the ceremony before the meeting of the Federal Executive Council. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The new National Development Plan 2021 to 2025 brings together all economic initiatives of the Buhari administration and sets out comprehensive strategies for increasing Nigeria's national productivity and output towards achieving a prosperous economy. President Muhammadu Buhari did not speak at the launch, but as the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed explains lessons from the previous Vision 2020 and ERGP guided the development of the new National Development Plan.
The plan seeks to invest massively in infrastructure, ensure macroeconomic stability, enhance the investment environment, improve on social indicators and living conditions, tackle climate change mitigation, adaptation and resilience strategies, amongst others.
The new National Development Plan has, amongst other pillars, coherent policy trust, realistic macroeconomic framework, prioritized and sequenced lists of programs and projects to drive annual budgets, as well as robust framework to ensure effective implementation.
It is very important to note that the plan is a pointer to the type of Nigeria we all desire and encourage the use of science and technology and innovation to drive growth. I want to place on record that this plan is sufficiently comprehensive with the capacity to attain various regional and global agendas, including the AU Agenda 2063, the ECOWAS Integration Agenda 2050, and the Sustainable Development Goals 2030.
And in order to have the future that all Nigerians desire, the plan is also developed to play a sizable role in what the minister called the product complexity space internationally and adopts measures to ease in constraints that have hindered the economy from attaining its potentials.
The plan provides for the implementation of major infrastructure and other development projects across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country and the opening up of opportunities in the rural areas to ensure balanced development and increase competitiveness.
This government, more than any other, have taken deliberate, active steps to include all economic groups and support them more than has ever been done in order that they achieve their economic objectives, in order that the country's economy continue to provide for all and we witness more prosperity. I'm sure all of us in the 36 states and FCT are very, very happy, and we appreciate both the president and the vice president, because under them, states have been given the pride of place.
The new National Development Plan is a product of an all-encompassing governance structure that comprised the National Steering Committee, the Central Working Group, as well as 26 other working groups supported by a secretariat domiciled in the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, a strong implementation, monitoring and evaluation frameworks have been approved by the Federal Executive Council towards ensuring that the new National Development Plan 2021 to 2025, with a size of about 350 trillion naira, achieves national objectives of a prosperous economy. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is the head of the implementation unit of the plan, while 6 governors representing the geopolitical zones of the country form part of steering committee, which also comprise members of the private sector. Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clement Agba, announced this to newsmen while giving further details on the new National Development Plan. State House correspondent Adam Sambo again reports on this and other approvals by the council members.
What is different with this plan is that it provides a mechanism to engage, to empower, and to employ our teaming energetic youths.
The private sector, as the main driver of the new National Development Plan, is expected to contribute 300 out of the 350 trillion naira required towards achieving the set objectives in the 5-year period. Provisions are also made towards increasing revenue to GDP from 7 to 15%.
What the plan envisages is for us to build in efficiencies within the system, remove the various binding constraints, all those things that impede on the private sector from running, so that more people can come into business and the ones already existing can grow more. They will employ more people who will pay taxes, and these companies will grow and pay more taxes. And that way we increase our revenues.
The plan, which comes in 3 volumes, takes sports as a truly paying business and looks at how to bring in different levels of infrastructure, including broadband technology and efficient power supply to the rural areas towards discouraging rural-urban migration.
I am absolutely confident it will work. You know, we are very pragmatic with this plan that we've put together. We should be positive and see the goodness in our country.
Meanwhile, the Federal Executive Council has approved 2.16 billion naira to the nation's agricultural research institutes and agencies, as well as 2 other certified companies to produce and distribute seeds and seedlings to farmers across Nigeria towards enhancing efforts at achieving food security.
The second memo is for the purchase of 1,014 soil test kits and soil analytical laboratory equipment to National Institute of Soil Science at the cost of 278 million.
The Ministry of Water Resources also secured approval to utilize over 3.5 billion naira in the execution of 2 contracts for Gashua Water Supply Project Phase 2 in Yobe State.
Essentially, this contract was awarded to address the acute water supply situation in Gashua, which is well within the Sahelian region. And also because in recent years there has been some prevalence of kidney diseases and kidney failures, and quick intervention was required so that we'll be able to address this situation.
The Minister, Suleiman Adamu, said already as an interim measure, the National Water Resources Institute under his ministry has commenced an in-depth investigation towards ascertaining possible reasons for the high prevalence of kidney disease in the area. In the meantime, a moment of silence was observed in honor of the late Hussaini Akwanga, former Minister of Labor and Productivity under the Obasanjo administration, who died recently at the age of 77. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And on the back of this new National Development Plan, Leah Katimbabatinde traces the journey of past plans and the roles they played in shaping the nation's economic journey.
Successive governments since independence have come up with numerous development plans, policies, and programs in pursuit of increased material welfare and well-being for the citizens. The first National Development Plan, 1962 to 1968, was designed to put the economy on the path of accelerated growth by prioritizing agriculture and industrial development, as well as training of high-level and intermediate manpower. The second National Development Plan was between 1970 and 1974. The third National Development Plan spanned the period 1975 to 1980, and the fourth National Development Plan ran between 1981 and 1985. The fifth National Development Plan did not see the light of day and was eventually replaced by the then adopted method of planning, the Perspective Plans, and ran between 1986 and 1990. Nigeria between 1990 and 1998 adopted a 3-year rolling plan and another long-term development plan, Vision 2010, which was the last to be designed by the military. Between 2003 and 2007, an ambitious plan was introduced by the federal government and was known as the National Economic Empowerment and Development Strategy NEEDS. It was replaced by Vision 2020. The Economic Transformation Blueprint was put together in 2009 to put Nigeria among the most developed countries by 2020. By 2016, Nigeria entered her first recession in decades, and the government launched another ambitious plan framework for development tagged Economic Recovery and Growth Plan ERGP 2017 to 2020. The new National Development Plan launched by President Muhammadu Buhari replaces the ERGP and seeks to bolster growth with greater support from the private sector. In Abuja, Leah Babatunde, NTA News.
Thank you so much, Leah, for that. And to talk more on the National Development Plan, we have joining us Professor Aminu Usman of Kaduna State University. Professor Usman is joining us from our Kano studio. So, Professor, if you can hear me, it's good to have you on News Extra tonight.
Good evening.
Professor, we've watched the reports by Adamu Sambo and also that of Leah. So would you say the National Development Plan with an investment size of 340 trillion naira too ambitious? Would you say that?
Yeah, for the structure, for the position of the economy, as you can say, it's ambitious, but it's not impossible. What is impossible is just what has no will to implement or to do. So yes, the amount is humongous, but I think the capacity of the nation to produce that is also equally strong. And if you look at it, the most over 70 or 8% of the money is expected to come from the private sector. And the private sector have a lot to benefit from Nigeria because of the size of the country, the size of the population, the structure and composition of the population, a population that is with a youth population of close to 100 million. I mean, over 40% of the population are within the youth category. So yes, in terms of volume, as you say, it's a humongous goal. It's very huge and ambitious, but I think it's achievable.
Okay, you've said it all. It's huge, but at the same time, it's achievable and it's possible. So coming from the ERGP and the previous plans, what do you see setting this new plan apart?
Well, what set this new plan apart is that it's not going to be like what we used to have, just short-term plans. The ERGP was just maybe a 3-year plan, and that seek to take us out of the 2016 recession, which in a way it has actually helped in taking the country out of recession within the first 1 year of the entering the recession. So it actually helped, but then it was a short-term plan. I think this is the first time in over 30 years, although since 1984, that we are having really, okay, yes, we had a vision 2020, but it was never implemented. It is now that we think that there's political will to actually do the long-term plan, do it in phases, the first 5 years, then there's also another plan by the side to say Nigeria Agenda 2050. which gives us a trajectory how we can grow every 5 years to see how we are doing moving towards achieving the Agenda 2050. So this is the first time in recent years that we have a coordinated, well-documented development plan that we have been urging the government to actually, or previous government to actually try to come up with, because this idea of rolling plans, idea of medium-term expenditure frameworks will not take us anywhere, because moving without a clear direction. Now we have a document. My only fear is the political, especially at the subnational government level. The federal government need to actually make sticking or implementation of the national development plan a matter of legal responsibility of not only the federal government but all the subnational government, because if the federal government is implementing and then the subnational governments are not implementing, will not achieve the objectives of the plan. And if you go through the document very well, you find that the document has actually planned to actually take Nigeria to the next level in a coordinated and organized way than what we have been. And from experiences of other countries, countries that we were weaned away from British colonialism years back together, and then they stick to that development plan, I think that they have gone far, far, far ahead of Nigeria. So with this, I think I congratulate Nigeria and I congratulate the government for having the courage to come up with the plan, and I hope they will sustain the political will to implement to the end of the government, and make sure that legal provisions are made that whichever government comes must be able to must continue with it. Of course, after every 5 years, you can tinker with the projections or with some of the content, which is okay, because coming from new realities as years comes by. But at least there must be some legal compulsion on the federal government and then the subnational government to stick to actually the phase of the development plan, so that we can be organized in our development planning and then our investments and our programs of the government at all levels.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor. You've spoken well, and I wish Nigeria all the best with the plan. So thank you very, very much once again for coming on News Extra, Professor. Has passed the 2022 budget of 17.1 trillion naira, an increment from the 16.3 presented by the Executive. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that the oil benchmark was increased from 57 United States dollars to 62 United States dollars.
On the 7th of October 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari presented the 2022 budget of economic recovery and sustainability to the National Assembly. 6 weeks after, both chambers have passed the budget. Senate reconvened from Wednesday's plenary into a closed-door session, which lasted 1 hour. And it was time for business of the day. Chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriations, Jibrin Barau, presented the committee's report on the 2022 budget and provided explanations for the increase in deficit.
The deficit was increased by 98 billion to include some other requests made by the city arm of government to take care of some projects of national importance which were not provided in the submitted budget estimate and could not be covered by the increase in revenue.
Today, by the grace of God, we have passed the budget for 2022. And that is a huge, very big milestone, very historic, and this is something that we are supposed to ensure that as long as we are in this Senate, up to our tenure, that we pass the budgets as regularly as we have established.
Out of the 17.1 trillion naira 2022 budget, 5.4 trillion is for capital expenditure. Recurrent expenditure is 6.9 trillion. Statutory transfers, 869.6 billion. Debt service, 3.8 trillion. There was an increase in oil price benchmark from 57 United States dollars to 62. Oil production of 1.88 million barrels per day. Exchange rate of 410 naira 15 kobo to a dollar. Gross domestic product of 4.2% and inflation rate of 13%. Federal Ministry of Works and Housing has the highest capital allocation of 470.1 billion naira. Agriculture and Rural Development, 285.3 billion. Defense, 204.6 billion. Education, 159.6, health 130 billion, transport 93.6 billion, and Ministry of Information and Culture 23.6 billion.
I want to assure all Nigerians that we are here as an assembly because we have been elected to serve as members of the assembly, parliamentarians. Everything and anything we do, we try to put Nigerians in the center of it.
Senate also approved President Muhammadu Buhari's request for virement of 276.7 billion naira for funding critical infrastructure in the 2021 budget. President of the Senate, in his closing remarks, explained that conclusion of works on the Constitutional Amendment Bill will be paramount in 2022. Well, this is the last plenary session as Senate has adjourned plenary to Tuesday, the 18th of January 2022 for the Christmas and New Year holidays. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, at plenary says the Senate will address issues raised on the electoral bill by the President when both chambers convene in January 2022.
So that we look at the issues raised and then as a National Assembly, we address the situation in whatever way is appropriate. I believe that this National Assembly, and particularly the Senate, has done so much.
President Buhari had cited high cost of conducting direct primaries, security challenges of monitoring the election, violation of citizens' rights, and marginalization of smaller political parties as reasons for declining assent to the electoral bill. The passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill was a watershed in the life of the 9th National Assembly. The Senate set the pace for this parliamentary stride of Nigeria's bicameral legislature. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that the PIB, now PIA, the AMCON Amendment and Climate Change bills are among the over 20 bills passed by the Senate in 2021.
9th of February 2021, Senate's first plenary for the year, but it started on a sad note. The death of former member of the House of Representatives, Prestige OC, led to the suspension of legislative business on that first day. It was a busy year for the Senate, confronted with several issues of public importance. Insecurity received the first legislative jab as the legislators on the 17th of February 2021 passed a resolution urging the president to declare state of emergency in the security sector.
To ensure that we come up with a strategy of ensuring security in schools.
In this year's budget, there is a substantial allocation to address challenges of insecurity.
Senate, in the year under review, also intervened in other sectors of the Nigerian economy. There were motions to stop casualization in workplaces, warning to other countries against the maltreatment of Nigerians, motions on the review of the physical security in Nigerian correctional centers. Among the bills passed in 2021 include the 2022 Appropriations Bill, Finance Bill 2021, 2021 Supplementary Budget, NIPOS Repeal and Reenactment Bill, National Agricultural Fund Bill, and the bill that seeks to abolish the dichotomy between first degree and higher national diploma, Firearms Act Amendment Bill, the Petroleum Industry Bill, Electoral Act Amendment Bill, after some disagreement among the legislators on electronics transmission of results and mode of primaries for political parties.
We want our democracy to grow, and we don't want a situation where some few individuals will be the one responsible for calling the shot if it comes to elections.
The Petroleum Industry Act, because it is now an act, it's something that has been in the National Assembly for the past 17 years. And all the previous assemblies were not able to pass it for one reason or another. But with the kind of leadership that we have now in the Senate and the National Assembly in general, we were able to pass it.
Within the year, Senate confirmed more than 20 presidential appointments. These include past service chiefs as non-career ambassadors, Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Abdul Rashid Bawa, confirmation of service chiefs, confirmed Controller General of Nigerian Correctional Service, confirmed the nomination of Muazu Sambo from Taraba State for appointment as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but turned down the appointment of Loretta Onochie as INEC Commissioner.
Actually, Loretta, there was genuine clamor for the fact that not only because there was already somebody representing, her own state, but because of the fact that she was seen to be politically leaning towards a particular party.
Senate maintained its working relationship with other arms of government, especially the executive. With few days to the end of 2021, it is expected that the legislators will conclude works on the ongoing constitutional amendment in the coming year. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
2021 has been another challenging year for the global community. For the House of Representatives, the outgoing year was one of many shades marked by successful and sad moments. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali has that.
Done and dusted is the term as the House of Representatives again passed the 2022 budget in record time. This closes the chapter of activities in the Green Chamber for the year. Other landmark legislations in 2021 include passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill, now an act of the National Assembly, breaking the jinx of close to 2 decades. It was passed same day with the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, consideration of which became dramatic as some members of the minority staged a walkout in protest over the clause allowing INEC to decide mode of transmission of election results.
We have a legislative agenda in this 9th House of Representatives, which we tagged our contract with Nigerians. We will do everything within our power to keep the commitments we made in that document, so that when we appear before our various constituencies, we can stand tall in the knowledge that despite challenges and difficulties, we did what we promised to do, and given a chance again, we will do even more.
Like other assemblies, the 9th House has the Constitution Amendment Bill in the works. Public hearing was held across the 6 geopolitical zones to collate stakeholder opinion. What remains to be seen is whether some proposals like immunity for presiding officers of the National Assembly, autonomy for local government areas, among others, will scale through.
All bills related to constitutional amendment must be passed by 2/3 majority. Only 52 of such bills have passed second reading.
The executive-legislature relationship remains vibrant, enabling speedy passage of executive bills like the annual budget to sustain the January to December cycle and the 2021 supplementary budget, making 2021 the year in which 2 budgets were passed.
In the past, you have a situation whereby a budget is only passed in the mid of the year. And it only the commencement of its implementation commences almost in December and going through the next year. These things are now history. We'll continue also to work with Mr. President and the executive arm of government in harmony, because it's only when you are united that you can be able to deliver.
The challenges of insecurity prompted the convening of a national security summit, recommendations of which were forwarded to the federal government for implementation. Other interventions were the engagements initiated by the leadership of the House to prevent industrial action by members of the Association of Resident Doctors and the Academic Staff Union of Universities. 2021 will also go down as one in which the Green Chamber faced record number of deaths. 57 members died within the period under review. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Thank you, Lami. Up ahead on News Extra, a demonstration of a federal government's commitment to safeguarding the health of the nation as expired COVID-19 vaccines got dispatched to the ashes of history. Stay tuned also to find out one state that has declared schools within its territory a no-go area for hooliganism and gangsterism. Plus, a move that would soon see women giving the menfolk a run for their money in some male-dominated fields. All these in our next segment.
The Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umar Azulum, on behalf of the government and good people of Borno State, welcome Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, on a one-day special project commissioning visit to Borno State on Thursday, 23rd December 2021. During the homecoming, Mr. President will commission the Muhammadu Indimi Center for Distance Learning and an international conference center at the University of Maiduguri, constructed by the elder statesman and a philanthropist Alhaji Muhammadu Indimi. Also to be commissioned by Mr. President are three landmark projects executed by Governor Babagana Umar Azulum's administration, which includes the first flyover with upper and lower lanes at the old custom roundabout, the 10-kilometer dual carriage Maiduguri Mona Road, and a new mega secondary school at Kushari, all in the state capital within 2 years. The people of Kanim Borno are always excited to welcome and host Mr. President. Welcome, Mr. President. Ushe Kinshero, Marhaba. Announcer, Honorable Babakura Abajato, Commissioner for Information and Chairman Publicity Subcommittee.
Everybody knows the secret to good cooking is that special ingredient. The mothers know it, but does this new generation know it? Let's find out. Mothers, daughters, are you ready? Yeah! Let the cooking begin.
Erisco tomato paste. Now we get home, now we get love, now we get children. We despise the world with a meal so great and so healthy. You know we've got with Erisco, Rigico, Nagico.
Ladies and gentlemen, food is ready.
Food of love. Tomato paste. Good food for the body. Yum yum for the body.
Erisco Rigico and Nagico tomato paste is made by Erisco Foods Limited, feeding Africans with healthy foods.
Sharing brings with the Airtel Family Plan. Get bonus talk time, SMS, and data for each family member you share with. Dial *141# now. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Vice-Chancellor, University of Maiduguri, Professor Aliu Shugaba, on behalf of the Senate, top management, staff and students, warmly welcomes His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the commissioning of Muhammadu Indimi Center for Distance Learning, University of Maiduguri, donated by Alhaji Dr. Muhammadu Indimi, OFR. Date 23rd December 2021. Venue, Muhammadu Indimi's Center for Distance Learning, University of Maiduguri. Time 10 a.m. Professor Seidu Baba, Chairman, Protocol and Publicity Committee, Announcer.
Dear friend, as 2021 ends, we share your gratitude for its blessings. We acknowledge your low moments too and wish you strength to carry through. At Bedmate, we'll keep making your living better because we believe that furniture is not just an item made of wood, glass, marble, or steel, but a symbol of your unity and good times with your loved ones. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year full of all the finest things you desire.
The National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, in conjunction with the Federal Road Safety Corps, wish to remind all road users to obey all traffic rules and regulations as we journey through the Yuletide season. Avoid excessive speed. Don't overload your vehicle. Always use your seatbelts. Avoid drunk driving. Ensure proper maintenance of your vehicle. Before traveling this season, avoid night trips. In case of any road crash or traffic-related challenges, please call toll-free emergency line for FRSC 122. Remember, only the living celebrate. As we look forward to seeing you in the new year, always drive to stay alive. Compliments of the season. In recognition of the prevailing issues of the day, please obey all COVID-19 protocols. Alhaji Professor Tajuddin Ibikunle Barua, President, NURTW, Announcer.
Welcome back. Abuja, Nigeria's capital, is getting set to host the world's largest rice pyramid that will consist of 1 million bags of rice. The initiative is to prove that the country is rice self-sufficient. Agriculture correspondent Musa Aliu is here to tell us more.
Pyramid has been synonymous to Nigeria's agricultural development for more than 6 decades. And that is why groundnut pyramid is depicted in the back of Nigeria's 200 naira legal tender. However, most young Nigerians, especially those born in the late 70s, have little or no idea what the pyramid looks like, apart from what they read in books or were taught in the school.
Unlike me now, this is the first time of me seeing a pyramid live and direct. All I've been seeing it is in my readers when I was in primary schools.
In the next few days to come, residents of Abuja, capital city, will witness what would in time to come be described as the world's largest rice pyramid. About 1 million bags of 100 kilograms of rice paddy will be used to construct 25 pyramids here in the Abuja Trade Fair Complex. 4 out of the 25 have been completed as at the time of my visit to the site. 60-year-old Hamidu Meirago is the man behind this design of the pyramids. He told me in Hausa language that he contracted 60 laborers for the job.
But this is mathematics in reality. This depicts the real definition of binomial expansion, binomial theorem. This is I can see division of Pascal triangle from the first layer to the umpteenth layer.
There are so many people that have never seen this kind of a thing. This is their first time seeing this, so it's one of the big achievements for Nigeria.
And the idea is to prove that despite the security challenges in the country, the Nigerian rice farmers are out to ensure that the country is self-sufficient in rice. The program is part of the loan recovery initiative of the Central Bank of Nigeria under the Anchor Borrowers Program. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
That's a sure good news. In only a few days of the Nembe Bazambiri oil spill, the operating company ITO Exploration and Production successfully contained the leak with supervision from the Federal Ministry of Environment. This is in addition to other interventions, including the recovery of majority of the spilled content from the environment. Onenge Fineface reports.
From 5th November 2021, when the spill was reported, the operating company, ITO Eastern Exploration and Production, activated its response mechanism with support from the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, NOSDRA. Wild well control experts moved to the spill site to arrest the source of leak and secure the well. The operator also mobilized other containment resources like spill booms to localize impact on the environment. With these deployments of experts and resources, ITO successfully stopped the spill from the well head. The Esba-1 well was last known to be producing 700 barrels per day of hydrocarbon fluid and would have spilled an estimated volume of 16,000 barrels of hydrocarbon fluid to the environment before containment by the experts.
Wellheads are equipment that are put in place to ensure that there are no spills, except in instances of vandalism, as we suspect in this case. Principally, the cost is to the federal government of Nigeria, because a lot of resources have been wasted here, and then even the cost of deploying these outfits here, this machinery and equipment here and personnel, to contain this unfortunate incident, to ensure that there are no casualties.
Minister of State Environment Sharon Ikazo, after an inspection visit to the spill site, commended the timely response of ITO E&P and NOSDRA, which prevented an escalation of damage to the environment.
I'm impressed by the level of response because NOSDRA, an agency under my ministry, had been briefing me from day one, and they had been on ground. Going forward, what we should work on is to prevent such from ever happening or being a recurrence in the Niger Delta. But I have hope now that I am physically here on ground, because on our way here, the amount of mangrove vegetation I saw that is still thriving. It's very encouraging.
Whatever was lost to the environment is certainly less than what was recovered. And the reason is simple. There were booms already put in place.
So far, close to 16,000 free-phase oil has been recovered from the localized spill site, while NOSDRA and the operator ITO ENP are preparing to execute the remediation phase, which will offtake leftover hydrocarbon in the affected area. Onengiye Fine Face, NTA News.
And from environment, let's talk health. Over 1 million expired doses of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine have been destroyed by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) in Abuja. The federal government says the step is taken to demonstrate commitment to ensuring that only safe vaccines are administered on Nigerian citizens. Oleshaye Adiabo has the details.
These vaccines received as donation in October and expired in November was blamed on a short shelf life. The public destruction of the unusable AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines at the Guzar dumping site, Abuja, is with the joint effort of the Abuja Environmental Agency and other development partners. For Dr. Faiza Shuaib, Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, the exercise followed due consultations with the intent to showcase the level of transparency in Nigeria's vaccination program.
We have had engagements with the donor countries, and we've made it clear that now that there's an increasing availability of vaccines, that we will not be accepting vaccines that have short shelf lives.
A note of lot release. What we mean by lot release is if you have 7 batches of a vaccine, you do one by one by one by one, and do safety indicating tests to ensure that our own people will get vaccines that are of quality, that are potent.
In the wake of a fourth wave of the COVID-19, with the Omicron variant, the infection rate appears to be witnessing a spike. Key actors in COVID-19 national response expect citizens to utilize the mass vaccination centers across the country to get vaccinated against the virus and protect others. In Abuja, Oleshaye Adiabo, NTA News.
Across the globe, millions of people are affected by conflicts, epidemics, disasters, or exclusion from healthcare. To bridge this gap, a group of humanitarian health workers give birth to Doctors Without Borders, now 50 years old. Ekene Ndulwe reports that the organization is reflecting on its journey in Abuja.
In the late 1960s, a group of young French doctors witnessed the humanitarian crisis created by the Nigerian Civil War. Their experience in Nigeria inspired the establishment of Doctors Without Borders in 1971 to provide humanitarian assistance in countries with medical emergencies. The organization currently has intervention programs in 9 states in Nigeria, where conflicts and diseases have wreaked havoc on the local populations. These interventions are often in primary, pediatric, and maternal health care, looking out for displaced persons as well as victims of sexual-based violence.
There are crises that people go through, especially in the context of conflict, the context of natural disasters, the context of disease outbreaks, and we perceive it as our duty to provide health care to people in distress in these situations.
A photo exhibition commemorating this anniversary vividly captures the hope on the faces of patients and the resilience of the health workers.
They don't know where to go, but if they come to us, we treat them free, they go out, they always appreciate it.
Insecurity that sometimes prevents us from reaching everywhere where we would like to help people.
Doctors Without Borders now has more than 45,000 humanitarian workers in 70 countries of the world. Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
Congratulations to them as they celebrate 50. Against the backdrop of rising cases of students attacking one another, assaulting their teachers, and other unruly and violent behaviors among students of public schools in Ogun State, the state government says any student caught for hooliganism and criminal breach of public peace will be arrested and prosecuted if found culpable. The state government also sent strong warning to those engaging in secret cult activities to desist or be dealt with. Yemi Dalemo reports.
Ogun State has witnessed cases of school indiscipline such as hooliganism and gangsterism. This outbreak of aggressiveness among peers, violence within teacher-student relationship has become a source of worry to teachers, parents, school authorities, government, and the society at large.
The same class of people called student learners, they now have the gut, the strength, the audacity, the courage to attack. And then do you know why this is happening? Because we have all neglected discipline.
Two Ogun State government reported cases of hoodlums invading schools to injure teachers, alleged molestation of innocent citizens after school hours, unruly behavior and assault on the divisional police officer by some students in the state are not only worrisome but call for urgent interventions.
We have held stakeholders engagement. We have met with zonal education officers in all the 20 local governments in Ogun State to map out how to curb this unfortunate incidents. We have also engaged the teachers' unions, NUT, ASUS. We have also gone ahead to engage the security agencies.
On the rising cases of secret cult activities in the state, Ogun State Police Command says it has declared total war on cultism as some members of cult gangs terrorizing the state have been arrested and will soon be charged to court as soon as police conclude their investigations.
A massive race of criminal idols is ongoing, whereby a number of arrests have been made. We are not going to relent on this. We will continue to take the battle to these criminal elements wherever they might be hibernating.
Stakeholders suggest constant interaction with students by the police, the school authorities, government officials, and parents on good conduct to stem the tide of hooliganism and gangsterism and other social vices in schools to evolve a better society. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Nigeria is about to witness an upsurge of female motor mechanics, information and communication technology workers and technicians as the National Center for Women Development graduates another batch of female technicians in the 36 states, including the FCT. They were not only trained but empowered to compete favorably with their male counterparts. Momso Demendati reports.
Practical ICT sessions,
rudiments, onboard diagnostic,
engineering and mechatronics, among several others, were the training sessions undertaken by these women from the 36 states of the Federation.
Learning this skill will help us financially and even our family, and you can still help people around you.
It's a privilege for me and for the women all there outside there. Thank you to our mother and to our father, President Muhammad Baba Buhari.
Today, they are graduating as certified female artisans in various skills including design and development, artificial intelligence, cars engine architecture, among others.
All the mechatronic devices that we find around us, what we did was to expose the female participants to this technology, break it down for them so they understand how things work and they can create similar devices.
For the National Center for Women Development, there is no relenting in bridging the gender gap through innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship with a view to achieving the SDGs goal.
The training program was designed to enhance the skills of young females in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics through ICT and mechatronics program so that they can become enterprising, productive, and self-reliant. This is part of President Muhammad Buhari's vision to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years.
Now fully equipped with skills tools and startup funds, it's time to take the bull by the horn and encroach the men's world. In Abuja, Momso Damien, NTA News.
LG Electronics West Africa Operations has unveiled a 65-inch rollable OLED television with unique features that give users interesting experience. Hingrejan Adams tells us more.
Behold the grand entry of the world's first rollable OLED television, LG Signature OLED R, into the Nigerian market. Management of LG Electronics West Africa Operations says each of the TV sets is custom built to order, meticulously assembled and finished with high-quality craftsmanship by LG's most experienced production professionals. The 65-inch flexible OLED display features self-lighting pixel technology, which boosts a user's dimming control to produce supreme picture quality.
When it rolls out with the full view, you can see everything. You could watch your movies. From the full view, you have the line view. The line view is like about a quarter of the screen shows. And also you have the zero view. That means it's totally short, and then you just want to just listen to sound.
All you need to do is just to download AI ThinQ application on your phone. So this helps you to get connected to all LG devices in the house. So you don't need to walk up to any device to control it, but you have to control on your screen.
For further inquiries, the management says customers can visit the company's website. The rollable OLED TV also comes with 120Hz 4K OLED display, 3840 by 2160 resolution, and these innovations give users a new experience.
I'm just simply amazed at the technology. The fact that it is rollable, there will be economy of space.
The unveiling of the rollable LG Signature OLED R also featured display of other LG Signature products as well as appliances. In Lagos, Hinginu John, NTA News.
The identity harmonization policy of government means that the national identity number NIN is requested at every turn, thereby unduly exposing the holder to identity theft and other risks. Well, all that is about to change as the federal government approves NIN Tokenization to protect the NIN and other data linked to it. Victor Azu will tell us all about it.
The National Identity Number, NIN, has become very important in recent years as it is linked to other personal data. With this improved relevance comes significant risk, as the NIN is required for renewal of international passports, driver's license, and more importantly, bank transactions. The NIN tokenization recently approved by the federal government is to ensure that identity holders take back control of their personal data by generating tokens in place of NIN from the NIMC mobile application or via USSD on a smartphone.
The tokenization solution is customized to provide data privacy and protection of personal identifiable information and protect the sanctity and sensitivity of the NIN issued by NIMC to registered individuals.
The development appears to benefit several sectors as stakeholders at the Sensitization Forum open up on how tokenization will make their jobs easier.
We have people who are fugitives. We must track them. And the only way we will track is through tokenization, through identity management.
At the point of complaint, at the point of gathering intelligence, at the point of investigation, at the point of prosecuting, it is very important that you have the identity of that person well established.
Apart from ensuring NIN security, the mobile app also provides a platform to print the NIN slip and keep an eye on modifications to the holder's NIN profile. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Time for another breather. We'll be right back.
facet glow. We wish you joy unlimited.
This is beautiful.
Quality is vital. Quality is Vitafoam.
Hello, honey.
Hey, baby.
Wow, those guys are good in bed.
What?
Yes, we're good in bed. Hurry now to any Vitafoam accredited dealer nationwide or visit us online on www.vitafoamng.com to place your order today. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
Introducing an all-time mega offer. Get over 50% discount in the Airtel Home Broadband mega offer. Buy a router for just 10,000 naira and get up to 240 gigabyte or a MiFi for 5,000 naira. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by
Airtel, the smartphone network.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. We soft, make sense, we care for me. Shy. No be the type when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. Oh no. The brand is sure them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Yes, customer care where they on point. No go regret when you try, of course. Profitable investment, everything is just a blend. If you don't want it good for you, make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
There is no doubt about it. Trees and other plants are so admirable and they produce productive farmlands and water. Imagine this colossal damage. No lands, lakes are gone, houses wash away. Migration is imminent. All this as a result of desertification. We must fight desertification by planting more and more trees to save our lands and restore the glory of our agriculture. These will ensure a sustainable food sufficiency, adequate flow of water, and peace of mind. This message is from the National Agency for Great Green Wall.
Over 1,500 winners have emerged and 27 million naira won. You too can be the next. Get ready to blow this season in the Airtel Recharge and Blow promo. You stand a chance to win up to 100 million naira, guaranteed tokens, and 25% discounts to restaurants across Nigeria. How awesome is that? All you have to do is meet your recharge target to win. Dial *444*4# to enter for the draw. Everyone's a winner, so hurry. Start recharging.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Great to have you back on News Extra. A main base telecommunications station belonging to Globacom has been shut down by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) over failure of the telecom provider to pay a debt of 4.7 billion naira owed the federal government. The debt is in connection with NCAA's regulation that compels any telecom company to pay certain levies once a telecom facility reaches a height that can affect aviation operations. The facility affected is situated in Wuse 2 area of Abuja. The enforcement, which was led by the Director General of NCAA, Captain Musa Nuhu, and supervised by the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, signaled the shutting down of other GLO's main switch centers across the country until the telecom company is committed to a payment plan.
Money, but we have almost 4.7 billion naira remaining to be paid by GLO. None of the communication service provider has that amount overdue for payment, and this started from, I believe, 2007.
Aviation correspondent Emmanuel Ayemi reports that officials of Globacom were at the location but did not get authorization to respond on behalf of the company, indicated that the company has paid 500 million naira, noting that the shutting down will to affect a lot of licenses and applications, which might be more injurious to the company than the debt it is owing. And let's do business as oil prices steady as Omicron caution lingers, just as investors lose 75.3 billion naira amid positive market breadth in capital market. And details with Musa Abakar on Business News.
Thank you, Fatima. Let's begin with energy. Oil prices rose on Wednesday on fears of tight supply, drawdown in U.S. inventories, despite efforts by countries to restrict movements to avoid spread of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus. Brent crude futures rose by 52 cents or 0.7% to $74.50 a barrel after gaining 3.4% in the last session. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were up 66 cents to $71.79 a barrel, 0.9% rise. Now to capital market. Is a negative close for investors at the close of activities in the equities market. The oil share index shed 0.34% at 42,224.22 basis points, pushing equity capitalization to negative territory at 22 trillion naira. 224 million shares worth 2.6 billion naira were traded in 2,677 deals. UAC and Mutual Benefits Assurance PLC and Sovereign Trust Insurance PLC are the most active stocks with a combined volume of over 590 billion naira. Well, that's business news. Fatima, it's back to you.
Well, thank you so much for the business package, Musa. Now, as part of government agricultural policy to achieve food security and the required nutrition for the country, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is developing heat-resistant Irish potato vines to boost its value chain in Nigeria. To this end, potato farmers were trained in Katsina on the innovation and to also harness business potentials of the crop. Shehu Adamu has the details.
According to statistics, Nigeria is currently the 8th largest producer of Irish potatoes in Africa. The yield per year is over 800,000 tons, with an annual consumption rate of more than 1 million tons in the country. It is against this background that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, in collaboration with German International Cooperation, is changing the narratives of Irish potato farming in Nigeria from culture to business-oriented to achieve food security, nutrition, and create wealth. In a message to the closing ceremony of a 5-day capacity building for Irish potato farmers in Katsina, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, said, as part of the paradigm shift in Irish potato farming in Nigeria, heat-resistant vines are being developed to achieve the objectives.
Once the plantlet starts coming out from the tissue culture laboratory, this is what we are going to be moving out to all the farmers that we have trained.
I will impact the knowledge again to my fellow women so that we can boost our agricultural activities as well as our income.
I learned how to produce potato and how to keep it and how to plant it.
Katsina State reiterated the determination of government to identify with any initiative that will boost agricultural activities in the country. With this development in Irish potato farming in the country, stakeholders said plans are underway to substitute the use of sweet potato with Irish potato in the production of bread in Nigeria due to the nutritional value of the latter. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
And from Katsina, let's head to Ibadan, where the Federal Road Safety Corps has assured Nigerians that all efforts have been put in place to curtail gridlock before, during and after the Yuletide. The Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi, said this when he visited Oyo State Governor at his office in Ibadan. Ayomiku Ajibola reports.
In the effort of the Federal Safety Corps on the review of road traffic management across the country, especially the effort of the Oyo State government that has embarked on road rehabilitation within the state and those that link the state with others. The Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi, urged Nigerians to abide by all road safety codes during the Yuletide, promising that his men are up to the task for ensuring safety of road users during the festivity.
I've deployed some more vehicles to the state. We have opened more unit commands. The Eastern Unit Command has been opened. So we have more commands within the state, not only in Ibadan, other states, and some of the commands within the fringes of the state, like Egbeda, we've provided new vehicles for them because this is the partnership between me and His Excellency to further improve road safety administration.
Maintaining the synergy between the state and the federal agencies, Governor Seyi Makinde assured that the state government will continue to do all that is necessary to support the Corps in ensuring free flow of traffic across the state.
The federal government, the state government were coming together to resolve issues, of high impact within our local environment.
The Corps Marshal was in Oyo State as part of his end-of-the-year review of road safety plan across the country. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
In another story, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Lagos State, are intensifying campaign on safety on the roads, especially this season when road traffic is usually on the increase. Monitoring exercise has kicked off along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway with the aim of ensuring that road users comply with traffic regulations. Diana Ajali reports.
Otedola Bridge, a popular bridge located outward and inward of Lagos State, has over the years recorded several road crashes, with many deaths and leaving majority of victims with unforgettable injuries. And this is where both agencies concerned about safety have decided to kick off this year's monitoring exercise, which also covered the Arepo and Kara bridges. Acting State Coordinator, NEMA, Ibrahim Farinloye says the exercise is a strategic way to ensure free flow of traffic, as well as strengthening relationship between the agency and the Corps for enhanced performance.
We need to monitor the traffic movements and immediately provide solutions if there are issues along the highways.
On the side of the Federal Road Safety Corps, it is a welcomed development, working alongside a sister agency with similar interest of saving lives in performing these core mandates.
There are also traffic-prone areas that all our men have been deployed all over Lagos State to ensure that there are free traffic flow throughout the entire program.
The agencies believe that frequent awareness campaign and proper monitoring of road users will go a long way in reducing road crashes and related fatalities. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
The former Senate President Yochia Ayu has extolled the leadership style of Governor Nyesom Wike in the area of infrastructural development. More importantly, the extension of development to the hinterland of the state. The former Senate President made the remark at the flag of the Oyigbo Okoloma Road in Oyigbo local government area of the state. Ogedi Nwekwere reports.
Before now, the belief in Oyigbo local government area is that there is no government presence in the area, especially with the age-long decay in road infrastructure, as virtually every road in the local government area is in a deplorable state. But that will soon be a thing of the past. with the flag off of the Oyibo-Okoloma Road, a major access road to the local government area and the neighboring states of Akwa Ibom and Cross River State. The locals and business operators in the area are excited as the many years of sufferings is coming to an end, particularly their businesses which have been affected as a result. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Iyocha Ayu, lauded Governor Wike for the extension of developmental projects to the hinterlands of the state.
Our party is about development, and I'm happy if you go around River State today, nobody is in doubt that PDP as a political party is about development.
Governor Wike says the construction of the Oyibo-Okoloma Road is one of his promises to the people of the area.
And we have mobilized the company 40%. So it is not what, like the commission work said, 12 months, the next payment will be another 30%. And then by the time they get to 80%, we'll pay another 30%. And we are done.
On completion, the Oyibo-Okoloma Road will be 19.4 kilometers long and 10.3 meters wide, as well as drains. M. Oyibo, Ogedinyekwere, NTA News.
The spirit of Christmas is upswing somewhere in the north, as Southerners residents in the state need not think about the size of their pockets before traveling home for the Yuletide. Wondering who is behind such commendable gesture? Then hang in there for answers as we bring you some stories around crime and security that would definitely catch your interest right after the next break that beckons.
Toothpaste give you complete fresh protection. New Close-Up Toothpaste Complete Fresh Protection takes care of your 5 important oral care needs. It gives you strong teeth, prevents tooth holes, cleans deeply, fights bacteria, and gives you fresh breath. Complete fresh protection from Close-Up.
For those wondering why, Schweppes now comes in a new ginger flavor. Experience tells us. The boldest flavors have the most character. Introducing new Schweppes Ginger, a new flavor made with over 200 years of experience.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness. Introducing Sunlight with luxurious oud fragrance.
Dear friend, as 2021 ends, we share your gratitude for its blessings. We acknowledge your low moments too and wish you strength to carry through. At Bedmate, we'll keep making your living better because we believe that furniture is not just an item made of wood, glass, marble, or steel, but a symbol of your unity and good times with your loved ones. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year full of all the finest things you desire.
Introducing the one gift for all this festive, GoTV Super. Enjoy more channels, more variety, more entertainment on GoTV Super. GoTV, love it.
Since 1971, Nigeria's foremost human capital development institution, the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, has been at the forefront of equipping Nigerians with skills for national growth. Today's ITF has repositioned and refocused its programs, forging new partnerships locally and internationally to effectively deliver on its mandate. With 37 area offices and 5 industrial skills training centers across the country, ITF is pushing to reduce unemployment by providing relevant technical and vocational skills for employability and entrepreneurship in diverse trades and crafts. Whether you're a public or private organization seeking to improve the skills of your personnel or an individual looking to acquire skills that will increase your chances of employment or even to help start your own business, today's ITF has a program for you. Speak to us today. Contact our area offices nationwide or visit our website www.itf.gov.ng. ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
We have come to the end of another successful year. We wish to appreciate all those who mean so much to us. Our clients, the 3 tiers of government, ministries, departments, and agencies, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties. You are esteemed viewers. Together, we made 2021 great. Together, we shall make 2022 greater. Thank you. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year from all of us at NTA.
Thanks for staying. Nigerians moving down south from Maiduguri for the Yuletide have been offered free transportation by Borno State government. The journey planned to be conducted in 3 batches for those wishing to travel for the celebration has already commenced and will hopefully end on Friday. Mohammed Ibrahim reports.
It is almost a tradition for many Nigerians across the globe to travel back to their respective hometowns for Christmas celebration with their loved ones. To the surprise of hundreds of Nigerians residing in Maiduguri traveling to their communities in the east, south and western parts of the country, Ogun State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum settled their transportation fares.
The governor has done it again, he has done it before and he's repeating it again.
We are praying that God will continue to protect him and guide him.
What he has done now has relaxed some minds. I'll miss Maiduguri for a while.
The free travels, which was initiated last year by Governor Zulum according to the leadership of Ohaneze Indigbo in Borno State, will continue to cement the existing bond of relationship with the people of Borno State.
The Igbo community appreciates Your Excellency, our Excellency, for his kind gesture. He have done this last year, I repeated this year, and I believe he have come to stay.
Coordinator of non-indigenous in Borno, Emmanuel Ogochukwu Ugudike, also known as Go Easy, had while flagging off the 3 days exercise with the distribution of 10,000 naira financial support to each of the passengers, thanked Governor Zulum for making Borno a safe haven for all.
Borno State is our state. Borno State is our home. Yeah. No place like Borno State.
The journey to Kano, Enugu, Abia, Port Harcourt, among other states of the Federation, according to the coordinator, will hopefully end on Christmas Eve. In Maiduguri, Muhammad Ibrahim, NTA News.
A kind gesture there. The Nigeria Police Force is set to go after proprietors of schools without adequate security protocols to protect their students and pupils from abduction during school hours. Force Public Relations Officer Frank Mba stated this at the Force Intelligence Response Team office while parading 26 suspects, including the alleged kidnapper of a 9-year-old pupil. Francis Wong reports.
Arrested because of I abducted this
This 24-year-old suspect is accused of being responsible for the kidnap of a 9-year-old pupil in a private school at New Nyanya, Karu local government area of Nasarawa State. He told the school management that he was sent by the boy's mother to pick him up and teach him computer. The pupil was thereafter held hostage in captivity until his parents were able to pay 1.5 million naira ransom.
Okay, when you got this boy, was he inside the school or outside the school?
He's inside the school.
Next time this kind of incident happen in any school, we will not just end in arresting the suspects, we will go after the proprietors of the school.
Next is a case of 29-year-old suspect who allegedly impersonated as a medical doctor and moved from state to state, obtaining goods under false pretense and making payments with fake bank alerts.
How educated are you?
I dropped at 200 level at Bayero University.
While these 5 suspects are alleged to be facilitators of kidnapping and banditry, working with the notorious bandits in Kaduna State to make purchases and arrange sex workers. And this notorious gang, consisting of 8 male suspects, allegedly specialize in attacking filling stations and ATM machines in Port Harcourt. The police assures Nigerians that all suspects will have a date in court at the end of investigations. Franks is from NTA News.
Let's take our last break for the night and then bring you stories from the sporting arena in just a moment.
Femi Martins, just look at this. Remember the name. That is a wonderful goal.
The African Cup of Nations starts on the 9th of January 2022 on NTA. Powered by AfroSport. For sponsorship and advertisements, contact us on 090-9890-6913 or 090-3513-2838.
Me and you, let's get to Ghana. Hey! Go and jump.
This is Ghana. You've come here to seek for greener pastures. Make it your worthwhile.
Any guinea fowl is Guinea. Guinea fowl has nothing to do with Guinea.
It's just the name of the fowl.
So Ghana jollof, what is it? Is it Nigerian beans?
What?
Have we made before?
No.
Jasper! Help me!
The 2022 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration is here again. The Nigeria Armed Forces work tirelessly day and night to give us peace to go about our businesses. Some have paid the supreme price. Should we forget the families and loved ones they left behind? No.
I am therefore privileged to honor these veterans who devoted most of their lives, active lives, to securing the nation and the world at large.
So, let's support the Nigerian Armed Forces and their families, corporate organizations, government agencies, parastatals, and individuals. Let's show our love and support for our armed forces. They are our heroes. Buy the Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem and donate into the Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem Appeal account. We love you, and your labor and sacrifice will not be in vain for spilling your blood for us to live.
To sports now, NFF confirms interviewing top foreign coaches for Super Eagles job. Details on our sports update.
Welcome to Sports Updates. Now, after the success of the Presidential Cup at this edifice, the story everybody has been expecting to hear is finally coming to limelight, as the Super Eagles will now open camp in Abuja by training on this football pitch for the 2022 AFCON taking place in Cameroon.
Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development and the Federal Capital Territory are collaborating to provide conducive environment for the team while in Abuja. In the meantime, NFF President Amaju Pinnick has confirmed that 3 top foreign coaches have been interviewed for the national team job. They are Jose Mourinho, Jose Pesero, and Ladin Kristajic.
Every senior top coach will want to coach because they know that with the team that we have, with the caliber of players that we have, they can make an immediate impact. Even some that are coaching other countries want to leave those countries and come to Nigeria.
Still on football, CAF President Patrice Motsepe has insisted that 2022 AFCON will start on the 9th of January next year, despite concerns over COVID-19, potential player withdrawal, and readiness of the host country, Cameroon. The CAF boss said countermeasures will be put in place against the pandemic and that Africa will not succumb to blackmailers.
This is the generation where Africans must believe in Africans.
we can host a football competition that's as good as you can see in Europe and in the world.
In volleyball, two teams, Kano Pillars and NSCDC, have picked tickets to represent Nigeria in continental championships. Kano Pillars emerged men's champion of the 2021 Volleyball League, while NSCDC won the women's category.
We dominated Nigeria for 17 years. We have dominated Africa for 5 years. So it's a renaissance. We are rejuvenating volleyball in Kano.
The Nigeria Volleyball Federation remains optimistic that the teams will train very hard for the Continental Championship. That's the much we have on the sports decks at this hour. I'm Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
The death has occurred of Hajia Hawa Mohammed, also known as Domen Jos. The late Hajia Hawa died peacefully in her sleep in the early hours of today at the age of 80. She is survived by 10 children, including Hajia Sa'adatu Mohammed, wife of NTA's Director General Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, and many grand and great-grandchildren. She has since been buried in Jos. And on that note, we conclude News Extra for tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of it. But before I go, here's a reminder that rape is evil. So connect with the NTA and stand against rape and rapists. I am Fatima Umar. Enjoy the rest of your night.